Good morning. My name is Frederick Rosari, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about territories. During this briefing, I'm going to cover three main points. What is a territory, political control of a territory, and cultural identity of a territory. So let's start by imagining that we are under the ruling of Great Britain. And instead of being the United States of America, we are the 50 colonies of Great Britain. Keep that thought in your mind. We're going to come back to it. Now, let's start by saying, what is a territory? What is a territory? Well, according to the Webster Dictionary, it's a geographical area dependent of an external government, but having some type of degree of autonomy, or a geographical area belonging to or under the jurisdiction of a governmental authority. What that means to us? That means that the territory has an autonomous government and jurisdiction of law, but it still remains under the possession or power of the motherland. Because majority of us are here in attendance are from the United States. We're gonna refer to examples of the possession of the United States. Guam, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, and American Samoa. Okay? Okay. Let's talk about political control. What is political control? Well, control exercised through the position of power to allow or deny participation in a formal group, appoint to an office, and grant other privileges. Other privilege. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Guam, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands. All of them have their own Senate and their own Camera in their own government. But they don't have representation or official representation on the United States Senate. They have a local representative that have no vote or voice to the Senate. That is kind of not democratic in a way, but according to what a possession is, or a territory that we just already realized what it is, that is the rules. That's how they are. Now, let's talk about cultural identities. Let's go back to Puerto Rico. Language. Origin. A cultural identity, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, is the identity of a group or culture or an individual as far as one is influenced by one's belonging to a group or culture. Okay. Imagine that we were talking with the British accent. Would you like to talk with the British accent? Somebody would like to talk to the British? No, right? We, as Americans, have our own identity, right? That we have been creating 200, 250 years ago, right? Our wars, our own internal conflicts, all the migration from everybody in the world that make America have their own cultural identities. Well, these places like Guam that have 21% Asian/Filipino, that they have their own Chamorro culture. Puerto Rico that have 27% of Spaniard speaking Spanish as a language, have their own culture. These different situations create a state of mind on the culture that is the territory, that instead of being a territory becomes a colony. Majority of the territories of the United States, including Puerto Rico and Guam, have two different sets of thinking. Independence being one, or a movement of a party, and pro-United States or pro-being statehood. This difference in cultural identity is the major problem as a territory, meaning that they are geographically under the power of the motherland, in this example that we were talking about, the United States, but they feel they have a sense of belonging. The sense of belonging that comes out also with the autonomous government. Now, as far as territories goes, this different in political control, cultural identity, language and origin should be taken in consideration whenever we determine what is the geological and political status of a territory / colony. Okay? Today I talked to you guys about what is a territory, what is political control of a territory, and the cultural identity of a territory. Do you have any questions?
So as far as the cultural identity, is that just with the language, or does that go with foods and all that stuff too?
Well, the cultural identity, as part of a group, includes the language, the origin, the ethnicity. That's how a group identifies itself within each other. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, guys.